Welcome back to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We're brought to you by Yak Gadget. For all your kayak fishing accessory needs, go to yakgadget.com. Pelican cases, coolers, and lighting. Go to pelican.com. The 153 Bait Company. For all your hard and soft bait needs, go to the 153anglers.com. Now let's get this show started.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Off the Water. I'm your host, JP. And today, man, we are going where I've been trying to get everyone's attention from because it's such a great, mysterious place. A little place known as California. I got a special guest tonight. He is the newest member to the Paddle and Fin family, Mr. Shane LemMon. What's up, dude?
Dude, thank you for having me on the show. And that little intro gets me all pumped up. You guys have a great thing going on here, and I'm honored to join the family.
Yeah, dude, we're excited to have you, and we're excited for everything you're going to bring to the podcast. But more so, man, you're bringing Cali, dude. I've been trying to get a guest from California on since the show's existence, and you're the one who came down, man. So I am excited about tonight. I'm excited to talk about California, the fishery there. I mean, dude, everyone knows California as a bass factory, so we have to get in on some of the juice of what's going on here.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm excited.
Cool. Well, before we begin, I just had to give a shout out to the brothers over at Smallie Talk Podcast and the wait, here we go. You can see it right here. Right here. No, wait, where's that finger? Yeah, right there. and right here. Okay, guys, if you listen to the last episode of the Noob Show and listen to the Smallie Talk brand, the oh my god, I am going to blank on this because you know what? Chicago Public School has taught us horribly. But here we go. Achigan. Achigan. All right. The Achigan brand. Just so we all know, Achigan is the scientific term for smallmouth bass. All right. There. Said it. Done. But anyhow, the guys over at Smallie Talk, Josh, they have this clothing brand, and the brand itself, and it's the official brand of smallmouth bass. Awesome stuff, dude. I got their sticker pack. The shirt is comfy as all hell. The back design is pretty awesome. Guys, gotta give them a check out. Go follow them on Instagram. Go buy stuff from them. Support guys who are trying to get make their way in the business here, and these guys are killing it, dude. You see their Instagrams here. Actually, Quest for 23 right here. These guys are out searching for the biggest smallmouth they can possibly catch, and they're doing a damn good job of it. So give them a check out. But without any further ado, man, let's go from the Midwest to the West Coast. So Shane, man, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where you're from, and what got you into fishing, man?
Yeah, man. Well, my name is Shane. I'm from Southern California. I'm 30 years old, turning 31 in December. I got a beautiful wife, Kristen, and a little about to be 3-year-old son, Oliver. And I've been bass fishing for probably around 10 years now. Started off in a float tube, like maybe many of us that are now in kayaks. I started off float tubing for like 7 years. Sitting waist deep in the water was my thing, and I really enjoyed that. But one day I saw the Bonafide ad when they first came out, and seeing a guy stand up and fish out of a kayak just really caught my attention, and got into the kayak scene about 3 years ago, and really haven't turned back ever since. Absolutely fell in love with the sport of kayak bass fishing. And I have an Instagram account, Bass Thumbs Fishing, which is where I kind of post and do a lot of my social media stuff from. And really enjoyed that Instagram account over the last 8 years and made a lot of connections with a lot of awesome people throughout the whole country, because bass thumbs fishing is something that a lot of us can relate to. My motto is keep your thumbs ripped. And after a good day of fishing, everyone loves feeling that thumb all ripped up. So that's kind of related with a lot of people, and it's kind of helped me build a platform for myself out here in Southern California. And yeah, man, it's just been fun. I've traveled across the country a couple times. I went to Guntersville last year for the KBF Challenge Series Championship. Did pretty well out there and met a lot of awesome people out there. And then also traveled to Texas for the Bass Nation Championship and had a great experience out there with stayed in the house with Fluke Master and Greg Blanchard and Jason Borofka. And yeah, so just my social media has really allowed me to meet a lot of cool people and make a lot of awesome connections. And I'm also the social media and marketing manager for a local outfitter shop out here called Kayak Fish Supplies. And we specifically specialize in putting the Motor Guide XI3 kayak motor on kayaks. So it's just been, that's pretty much the gist of who I am.
Nice, man. So in terms of fishing, where are you fishing at in California?
So we have a few lakes around us. So the thing with Southern California bass fishing is our lakes are very deep, clear water reservoirs for the most part. And when I mean deep, we're the middle of our lakes are touching 150 feet. Not all of them, but most of them are really deep reservoirs. So we throw the drop shot a lot and the Nico rig a lot. We do a lot of finesse fishing out here for sure. If you catch them on a power fishing technique, you're a straight hammer, because it's really tough to get these fish to react, because the sides of our lakes aren't very big either. So it's with high pressure, clear water, and the size of our lakes, it makes it really tough to catch fish. But what I've said before on other shows is that being from Southern California really allows you to, dissect and really get in tune with yourself as an angler, because you really have to work hard to catch 5 fish out here. So when you catch 5 fish out here and you go to other parts of the country, I feel like it helps just dial you in as a bass angler.
Brother, you're preaching to the choir, man. I had this conversation over and over. People, oh, Chicago. Here's the thing with Chicago. We're similar to you guys in a way. We don't have like the super clear lakes. We do have some quarries that are clear, but it's not like, and the depth is nowhere near where you guys are at. But
your guys' fisheries are pretty tough, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, even for like we have Lake Michigan, but getting out on the kayak, like you had to look at the weather. So like Friday looks like the perfect day to get out there. It's been about 3 weeks since I've been on the lake. I had to fish on the rivers and inland lakes where everybody else fished. So you have the pressure. And not only that, but we have winters that are, tough. Not that there's a huge fish kill, but if you get a 20 around here, that's gold. That's gold.
Yeah.
It's really good. 20s are great around here. 20s down south or 20s out west are where things happen, where big fish are produced by the numbers. It's not uncommon there, but here that's trophy. And I just did a tournament over September where the minimum was 15 inches for submission. Usually it's 12, and we averaged 12 to 14 inch. 15's even pushing it. At 15, if you get a 15, that's pretty good. If you get 2, you're doing well for the day. So it is tough. And when you go to these other lakes, you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, because you work and grind so hard here, and just like where you're at in California, that it may be a challenge, but once you get it figured out, and you start getting even bigger fish, and you're thinking, man, why can't all these 20s back home, why can't there be 520s back home? But yet I go to Guntersville and you're pulling out 20s left and right.
Yeah. Dude, Guntersville was incredible. But also I want to kind of make something right here, is that I'm talking specifically Southern California, because when you start to head up north in California, you got the Delta, world-class fishery, insane fishes, incredible. And then you have Clear Lake, which has literally been rated #1 time and time again. You know, #1, #2, #3 in bass for the best fishery in the world. And trust me, Clear Lake is a bucket list. It should be a bucket list for everyone to come out and fish Clear Lake. It is the bass factory for a reason. It's incredible.
So let me ask you a question. You're saying that your deeper lakes, you're using the drop shot and the Nico rig, but a lot of guys out there are catching these giant bass on glide baits and swim baits. How
Yeah.
does that? Obviously, that's a more shallow and more reactive bait than a finesse. Are you seeing that a lot in SoCal, or is that up in the Clear Lake and Delta area north of you?
So SoCal is definitely known for its big swim bait fish. You know, you have some lakes around here that are Lake Dixon, for example. It's a very small lake, but that's where Dottie was caught. I don't know if you've heard of the story about
Mm-hmm.
Dottie. Dottie was caught there at that lake because these lakes are all just, you know, they stock them with rainbow trout year in and year out. And some of these lakes, the trout live all year round. So these bass just get insanely big. And one thing being from SoCal, man, is that I haven't ventured into that lifestyle yet, because literally it is a grind. You better be ready to dedicate some serious time on the water and a lot of money to go after those kind of fish. And some guys literally dedicate their lives to fishing big baits out here, and it pays off. But I'm just more of a guy for right now. Definitely, I want to get into it and throw the Huddleston and throw some of those big baits around for sure. But I just haven't ventured into that lifestyle yet, just because of how much of a grind it is. And I do a lot of tournament fishing, so all my time and energy goes to tournament fishing around here, whether it's here or traveling. So, like I said, I haven't dedicated the time yet, but guys do, and it pays off big for them.
Cool, man.
Because
Cool. Well,
Oliver,
let's.
have you heard of Oliver from Big Bass Streams?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a local from out here, and literally, created the whole Big Bass Streams because of his lifestyle of catching big fish on those baits. But it takes a certain angler for sure.
Speaking of Oliver, what was I watching, man? There was a show. He was down on Table Rock, and they were fishing these big glide baits, and it just the heat of the day just kind of got to them, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna go off and kind of do our own thing. And it's funny, they rolled up on like this part. They were in a bass boat, and they rolled up on like this party going on, and they start picking up chicks on the boat and start like, yeah, we're gonna go for a little cruise with these chicks.
Yeah, he definitely seems like he has a good time for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Cool, man. So, you talk about, SoCal and your style lakes. You talk about the Delta. You got Clear Lake. I just had my last guest. He was talking about how the mountains kind of separate, the lakes in Denver. Does that affect you in any way with the mountains in California? Is there better fishing on one side or the other?
I would definitely say the fishing is better up north, but a mountain doesn't really separate it unless that's like a figurative speech or something. But I would say definitely the northern part of California has a lot more of a well-rounded fishing atmosphere, where you can kind of catch
Okay.
them on a little bit more than just a drop shot. Fish kind of do what they're supposed to do, but SoCal it's just tough. It's just a different animal down here.
Do you guys ever make it down to Mexico at all and fish down there?
No, but I would love to go fish El Salto.
Yep.
For sure. It's not very far. I'm about 2 hours from the border, and just haven't made a trip yet. I'm sure one day I will.
Yeah, man. I've heard good things about that, like Baja Coast right there, especially inland. It kind of fishes like how Florida would, because you have it's a peninsula, but you have that brackish water, that salt water, and the fresh water together, and just makes for some giant bass that live there, man.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of brackish water, I told you this before the show. Me and my buddy are going up to the Delta in 2 weeks, and it's a full punch and frog bite right now. Kind of like that early fall punch bite out here. So we're really excited to get out there, and I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks you guys see a 7, 8, 9 pounder on my Instagram. So we'll see what
Ooh.
happens.
Hold you to it.
We'll see what happens.
Nice. Cool, man. So, all right, SoCal. So where exactly in SoCal are you in relation to, like, let's say LA or like Huntington Beach, or give us a landmark.
Yeah. So I'm like 30 minutes from Huntington Beach. I'm about 45, 50 minutes south of LA. So
Okay.
I'm also about 2 hours south of San Diego, like the edge of San Diego. So that's pretty much, when I say SoCal, that's where I'm at. Castaic Lake is a pretty big, well-known lake. I'm about an hour from that. And then as you go down to San Diego, you got San Vicente, Paris, you got Diamond Valley. So like I said, there's not really, like, besides Castaic, that's probably like our most well-known lake around here. And to be honest, going on Castaic with a kayak is like kind of like your Lake Michigan deal. You got to pay attention to the wind.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Wind, that it makes or breaks everything when you're trying to fish that.
Yeah.
So, in that area, man. So let's talk about stuff to do off the water. Hit me with your. I'm coming to your town as a tourist. I
Mhm.
want 3 good restaurants to go to, man. Where am I going? And if you say In and Out, man, I'm gonna close this laptop.
So where you're gonna be going is definitely, we have some very, very top of the line sushi restaurants out here. Obviously, being
Okay.
on the West Coast, we got some great sushi places. One place that I'll recommend that's kind of close to myself is this place called Mari Sushi. And if you're looking for a Mexican restaurant, are we still good, Jason?
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
You good?
Yeah, the Bluetooth knocked out on the ear on my headphones, so
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you're
so if you're looking for a Mexican restaurant, something that's pretty popular right here in SoCal is this place called Miguel's Jr. It's a very, very good Mexican restaurant. So you got sushi, you got Mexican, and I would say the next thing that I would probably put up there is I don't know, like a steakhouse, like Fleming's Steakhouse is what I would say if you want to go like high-end steakhouse. We have a good variety around here.
cool, man. Is there something that, like, I know In and Out, it's known in California, but is
Yeah.
there any kind of any kind of like things that are close to, like, that's if you're in this area, you have to have this, like, for instance, in Chicago, right? We have pizza. You have to
Yeah.
have pizza or beef. For you guys, is there anything down in California that you have to try while you're here without going? You can't go home without it.
I mean, I would have to say the sushi, man. Like the sushi is just
Okay.
insane. I mean, we're right here, right next to the water, so like our fish is awesome. And I'm a huge sushi eater, so that would be my thing. Is I would say go try sushi, lobsters and all that stuff at some seafood place, because obviously it's going to be a lot fresher on the West Coast and the East Coast, So
Sure.
I'd say sushi.
Sushi for sure. Is there a kind of specific sushi roll you like?
Yeah, I really like raw fish. There's this roll called a wow roll, and I get tuna, salmon, and shrimp on top, and it's got like
Yep.
albacore in the middle, and just pretty much that's probably my favorite roll. I also like a baked salmon roll too.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so sushi for the win on the California
Sushi,
side.
I would say sushi. Yeah.
Nice. Now, do you guys have a lot of breweries out in your area?
We do. So I definitely drink, but I'm not like a big, drinker where I go drink all the time. So I just casually drink.
Sure.
So basically, like, there's some breweries down here. There's a Stone IPA brewery. I mean,
Okay.
Stone's pretty big. San Diego has a ton of really incredible breweries. If you're gonna come down here, definitely go check out San Diego. That's where Stone IPA is. Ballast Point Breweries down there.
We had
Those
a
are the two
Ballast Point
biggest
here in
ones.
Chicago.
Oh, you do?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, they shut down that operation.
Oh
Just
man,
wasn't. But the
Ballast
Sculpin.
Point's probably my favorite. Yes, the Ballast Point's my
Yep.
favorite Sculpin for sure.
Yep. That was,
Yeah.
and then they do a couple different takes on the Sculpin. They have like the pineapple,
Yeah.
the guava.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So that's probably Ballast Point's probably my favorite.
Cool. And then and I take it there's a bunch of different microbreweries in the area that are local just to you guys.
Yeah, there's tons of little breweries around here, but I don't really check them out too much. Honestly, if I were to go to one, it'd probably be Ballast Point or Stone IPA. So
Cool.
yeah, I wish I had one right now. I wish I had a Ballast Point right now, but I'm slacking in that area tonight.
Oh, no worries. So do you guys also have any distilleries out by you for spirits?
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but like I said, it's not really like my cup of tea to I just haven't really like got into that kind of, drinking lifestyle part of it. So most of the time I have beer and that's pretty much it. I've just my own life decisions.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Understandable. You know what? So the one thing though and you don't have to be a drinker for this one. And I
Yeah.
know you're very close to it. So when we talk about vineyards and wineries, you're in the heart right next to Napa Valley.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Wine is something that I really enjoy. Yeah, the Northern California is definitely where you want to go to check out wineries, and also towards San Diego, Temecula area. Definitely have some top notch wineries out in California for sure.
Sweet dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean I know people who they have their weddings out, out in
Yeah.
California for this.
Yeah. I
So
know.
um it's crazy that you think a place that is just mashing grapes together and
Yeah.
fermenting them would be so popular.
And it's so nice and high class and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're gonna get to one of my favorite parts of this. So
All right.
um you know I'm a huge national parks guy, and California has, I believe it's 5 national parks. Um, have you been to any?
I've been to Yosemite, right?
Okay.
Yosemite.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Yosemite. Uh, Man, I'm gonna look like a fool on here right now. Let's see. Help me. I know I've been to another one.
There's one right by you. It's called the Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree, been there.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't really see why it's I mean, I get it, but like, I don't really get it. I mean, if you're like a true tent camping kind of dude, I guess it's cool to go out there, but I don't know. All the pictures and stuff you see on Instagram and stuff, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't really get the whole scenery part of that, but it's just a tree. So a small tree too. A small
Right.
tree.
Um, you have that. There's Redwood.
Redwood I haven't been to.
Okay. And then yeah, there's Redwood, and then Death Valley.
Death Valley I've drove through, but I haven't
Most
really
people
been
do.
there.
Most people don't
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah, I don't want to get out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
most people do that drive when it's the winter time.
one thing we can kind of say too, it's not exactly a national park, but I mean Disneyland is
Oh, well,
is
that's actually kind of what the next one was going to be. But yeah, for sure,
okay. No, we
Disneyland.
could pause that for a second then.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are.
but
What's another one?
no, we hit all 5.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
my family and I, we just bought a toy hauler, a 25-foot XLR mini boost. I bought a toy hauler so I could put my kayak in it, of course.
Cool.
So we are definitely on the hunt and looking for places to camp and stuff. So I bet you if we came on the show in a year or so from now, I'll definitely have some more under my belt for sure.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and a lot of people do that trip from California to Washington, and they try to do all the stops along the national parks. There's the ones that are in Oregon, like in Washington, like Rainier is a big one going up that way. There's a couple national monuments along um, the Oregon coast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Golden Gate Bridge, I've been there. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because like you almost know more a little bit about that than I do. But maybe it's because I live here and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, like.
It's kind of funny because like for us, the newest national park or one of the newest national parks was Indiana or the National Lake Shore Dunes, and we've always known it as Indiana Dunes growing up our whole lives. And now it's just protected by the National Park Service, and they charge you more to go there. Like, been going here our whole life.
Yeah.
A good friend of the show, Jeff Hepp, he's actually works for the National Park Services. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so the one of the trips we were talking about doing is going to Yosemite. The guys who I normally do all the trips with, especially longer hiking trips and stuff like that. We've gone west. We've gone out to Wyoming. We've gone out to Utah, or Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to do
No,
Yosemite for
Yosemite
sure.
is incredible, dude. Incredible. It's like breathtaking, bro.
Cool, man. So aside from the national parks, which we know there's hiking, great photo ops, and just camping and overall good time for those in that area. You had mentioned Disney. So the next one is kind of like the more family orientated. So there's Disney. What else is there to do to keep the kids sane and to kind of entertain everybody that's on
Well,
this
one of the
trip?
coolest parts about where I live in Southern California is we're 30 minutes from Huntington Beach and Laguna Beach. So you have the beach literally 30 minutes away, and it's an incredible beach. Super fun. There's always stuff going on there. It's always fun to just go there for the day. So it's super easy to go to, half hour. And then also half hour east of where I'm at, you have a bunch of mountain ranges. So you can go up to Big Bear and you can go up there and experience the snow. So we really get a good mixture of where we live right here. So I would say like you have the beach, you got Disneyland, you got the mountains for the snow. And I mean, it doesn't really get too much. I mean, what could you really ask for? What more could you really ask for?
Right.
Yeah. And our weather
Cool.
year round is, I mean, a lot of bad stuff said about California, but I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people live here too, because of how nice the weather
Because
is and everything. And yeah, cold for
cool,
us
man.
is 60 degrees.
That's about what it is right now.
That's freezing for us.
That's nice though, because when I retire, that's where I want cold to be. I can live in the heat all day long, man.
Yeah. And we fish year round. I mean, you could fish year round. There's no freezing, no frozen water here, that's for sure.
Yeah, my year round is getting dressed up in warm clothes and going standing in a stream like I was today,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to catch finicky fish. So we talk about recreational activity. California has a huge, we talk about kayak fishing, and that's huge for us, but there's a huge extreme sports scene in California. And I know this growing up because I used to skateboard, but you got skate, surf, BMX, motocross. You want to elaborate on some of those places? And even, you guys are huge for one big thing too, the X Games.
Yeah. So I didn't really know this for a long time, but there are a lot of like supercross like Yamaha and all those training facilities are literally like an hour away from my house. And I didn't really realize that for the longest time. But yeah, I mean, motocross and Monster Energy was founded out here, right here in actually Corona. And because that's where I'm from is Corona. So,
okay.
I mean, yeah, there's tons of that out here, tons of motocross tracks and stuff like that for sure. As far as extreme sports go, like I really am not like the person to tell you everything about it, but I mean, definitely have seen a lot of surfing stuff out here. You got the big surfing thing that goes on the US Open or whatever that is in Huntington Beach, and definitely a lot going on around here for sure. But I'm not really the best guy to talk to about extreme sports, to be honest.
Hey, all good.
Yeah. But there's wakeboarding out here and stuff too, and I don't know. It's a cool place to live for sure. Apart from anyone's political views, like California is an incredible place to live. So,
hey man, no, there's no separation of that, on here. We talk about the good stuff. We leave that other stuff aside.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
So you have an array of things, but one thing I want to kind of touch on, and you're close to it, and this could come from a biased opinion, if you would, but let's talk about LA a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so I have never been. I know people who have, but someone who lives here, I want to hear it from your perspective. Is LA worth a trip going to? Because you hear there's one or two nice spots and everything is crap around there.
Yeah.
What is your take on LA?
So the first thing that I'm going to tell you right now is LA is very, I don't know, man. It's not what you expect it to be. It's definitely cool to kind of come and check out one time. The traffic around LA is absolutely insane. Like you're stuck for a long time no matter where you go in LA. So that's a negative part about it. But a positive part about it is that you see like Warner Brothers, you kind of see like Hollywood area, you see like, like that whole, movie star kind of feel. You can walk the stars and stuff like that. So that's cool. But I mean, there's definitely some bad parts of LA, just like kind of any major city. You got bad and you got some cool parts. So, I mean, you got Staples Center right there and the Lakers, it's cool to, be close to that. And it's nice. It's cool to come visit for the weekend, but to live around it or live in it, I mean, I'm sure it's not very cool. But definitely worth visiting. I feel like it's worth visiting.
I've heard all about Skid Row and how people,
yeah.
why they've wandered off, and they wound up on Skid Row, and they're like, oh, fuck, they're like, their rural countries look better than what LA does.
Yeah, Skid Row is definitely it's gnarly, dude. I mean, I feel bad for the people that end up there, but it's unfortunate for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's everyone who's been aching to know about LA. There's the unbiased opinion about it.
Yeah. But if it's definitely worth coming for the weekend and checking out for sure.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, anywhere else you want to throw in? Want to drop in on people to check out while they're out there?
I would just say the beaches, man. I mean, the beaches to me is just what makes this place, that much more special. Like Laguna Beach, Huntington, down in San Diego. There's just some really, really cool beaches that we have around here. It's funny because a lot of people, like when I know this is really weird to say, but I guess it's just because I grew up in Southern California, but going to Hawaii for me really isn't as special as for someone that doesn't really live by the beach, because it feels kind of like, okay, I just feel like I'm at Laguna or whatever, but I mean, Hawaii is incredible, but it kind of desensitizes you or kind of numbs you to like I'm not as appreciative as someone if they lived in like, mid Texas or mid East and didn't have that access to the beach all the time. You go to Hawaii, you're like jaw dropped. But for us,
Yeah.
you know, it's 30 minutes away, and Laguna and San Diego beaches are, you know, awesome. You got Crystal Cove, and I would just say the beaches are really, really cool to come visit. So
Cool. And does is Orange was that Orange Beach? Am I
Orange
thinking
County,
right? Yeah.
Orange County, yeah, that's pretty much like a high class area that's close to the beach around here.
Yeah. Close to you, right?
Yeah.
Does Misha Barton come with it?
Who?
Misha Barton?
I don't. That's not ringing a bell for me, to be honest.
Oh, dude, there's a show called The OC back in
Oh
the
yeah,
day.
there you go. Yeah, like Laguna Hills and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All those.
Or
All those.
Laguna, yeah, Laguna, the one on
Yeah,
MTV.
yeah. What's the Beach Boys song? The California Girls. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. I'm happily married, but it is what it
Oh,
is.
same here.
Yeah,
Yep.
California. Also, you know, we got some pretty popular, well-known anglers that are from around here as well. Like, and one in specific is Brent Ayler. I mean,
Yep.
he's from Orange County. I'm pretty sure he's from Orange County, but I know he's from SoCal. He fishes a local lake close to me quite a bit in the off season, so it's cool to kind of see him around here and then see him go out and dominate like he does. And you got Aaron Martins and I believe Mark Daniels Jr.'s from the Delta area, and so California has definitely produced some pretty well-known, you know, players in the pro fishing world too. So it's cool to see that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Um, cool. Well, we're gonna move into our next segment, dude, and
Okay.
that is one sip. Now I know you say you forgot your beer.
I know I feel
What?
ashamed right now.
Don't worry. But this segment is brought to you by Rocktown Adventures for all your outdoor needs. If you're here in Northern Illinois, stop and give us a check out. Rocktown Adventures, Rockford, Illinois. So today we're going to be it's October. This is a local brewery to me called Buckle Down.
Nice.
This is their version of Oktoberfest. They call it a German style lager. Spaten. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a review here. So let's see.
Man, I feel left out.
I have one for you, dude.
What's your favorite type of beer?
You know, that's very much up for debate.
Right.
Because you know, I would say, oh, you know, do it by category. The one thing I will say is, like, if I had to drink one beer constantly, or if you brought me something I would never turn away, is a Shiner Bock.
Nice.
Shiner Bocks are like I don't know. I growing up here in the Midwest, Miller Lite and Bud Light were like the go-tos, and you know, even Busch Latte I could do, but you know, Bud and Miller, I can't drink it. It's not. I don't know. I'll drink Busch lattes, but that's when it's like, hey, you know, I'm out at my lake house and there's nothing around, so we got a 30-pack of Busch lattes to put down. But we're gonna give this Oktoberfest a go around and see what it tastes like.
Sweet.
So, cheers.
Like a champ.
Oh yeah. Woo. All right, so out of 5, this is probably one of the better ones I've had. That's really good. For a Oktoberfest, it's very malty, has a lot of caramel notes, but it's not overpowering. I don't feel like I'm drinking down like a Mad Dog 4040. You know how it becomes overpowered with maltiness. It's well balanced. Dude, this Oktoberfest is getting a 5 out of 5.
Wow.
This is very good. This is if I was to say like, hey, Sam Adams doesn't have as much flavor as what this one does. It's very similar to that Sam Adams. I do like their Oktoberfest, but this one just is a step up from where that Sam Adams is. So buckle down. They're here in Lyons, Illinois. You know, might be hard to get distributed across the nation, but if you're here in Chicago, give them a check.
Nice.
Cool, man. I like it. That was real good.
Like I said, I wish I had something to throw down with you, man.
It's all good. All right, man. So we're coming up towards the end of the show. Is there any show sponsor or any sponsors that you want to throw out on the show right now? Give some love to important people in your life that you want to say hey?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for having me on the show. I'm stoked to be a part of the Paddle and Fin family. Can't wait to bring some California content to the show. We got some good things lined up out here in California this year. We got some pretty big organizations putting together some awesome opportunities for a lot of anglers out here. If you guys are from California and you're listening, please be sure to reach out, and love to connect with you out here. Or if you're any part of the west part of the region out here, love to connect with you and hook up and fish together. That's what it's about, is just fishing and having fun. So one sponsor I'd really like to shout out right now is Motor Guide. Motor Guide has been with me, for the last 3 years. I'm a part of their Kayak Pro team, and it's just really cool to see them innovate and kind of lead the way in the bow mount motor on a kayak. So Motor Guide, much love to you guys. Bonafide Kayaks as well. It's a great platform to fish out of. And Cash and Fishing Rods, Dakota Lithium, Nines, Kayak Fish Supplies. If you guys are looking for, the cool thing about Kayak Fish Supplies is that if you order a kayak from them and you want it rigged up, let's just say with a Motor Guide or a Torpedo, or you want your fish finder on there too, like they could literally rig the entire boat for you and ship it to your door, plug and play. So that's a cool thing that Kayak Fish Supplies kind of specializes in, is shipping it to your door, plug and play your dream kayak. I actually just posted a video online. I don't know if you saw this or not, but I posted a video on their YouTube channel, Kayak Fish Supplies. And one of my buddies recently put together a $15,000 kayak.
Get the hell out of here.
$15,000 it costs to rig the kayak that he has. It's a Hobie PA 14360. It's got Motor Guide. It's got 100 amp batteries. It's got batteries for his Garmin live scope, and it is fully decked out. So
does it come with a blender too to make drinks on it?
Yeah, it's got everything you could want for sure.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's cool though.
Insane.
I mean, that's just something that he wanted to do, and it was this kind of dream setup, and Kayak Fish Supplies brought it to life, and it's been cool to kind of see people kind of go back and forth about it. And I put $15,000 on there to grab people's attention, obviously. But yeah, man, Kayak Fish Supplies is a cool spot.
That's a big chunk of change.
Yeah, it is,
cool,
especially
man.
for a kayak, but it's what he loves to do. What we all love to do.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors for the show before we close out. Thanks to Rocktown Adventures here in Rockford, Illinois, Yak Gadget, 153 Baits, Pelican, and Jig Masters. So Pelican, you know what? Before we go, Pelican is another California-based company that we work with. And
Pelican. To be honest with you, like I don't see personally, like again, like I'm in the tournament scene, so I haven't really seen a bunch of Pelicans in the tournament scene, but I know they're definitely a good kayak overall for sure.
So you know what? The Pelican and Pelican kayaks are two separate things.
Oh, okay.
The Pelican, we did our research on that and talked about it. But Pelican itself, they make protective cases. So
gotcha.
I mean, we use them as a firefighter. We use them, carry our stuff. I use them personally, like if I'm carrying like my batteries and stuff for travel. They originally were made for diving, so they are watertight, submersible. Guys, the guys who originally made them were using them, to store whatever they were grabbing and coming back up, and kept a watertight seal on it. So, yeah, dude, they are. I mean, they are, when I say indestructible, they are literally indestructible. If you watch, go look up Pelican USA. Go look at. There's a video. This car was on fire, and the only thing that the cooler, they have they make coolers like Yetis, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I mean, the car's torched, gone. I mean, everything's burnt down. The cooler's intact. There's still ice in the cooler.
No
Dude,
way.
it's nuts. It's
That's
nuts.
sick.
The guy
I'm
grabs
definitely
a
gonna have
Coke.
to check that out and get on it for sure.
The guy grabs a Coke out of the cooler. He's like, I might have lost my car, but I still got a cold Coca-Cola right here.
That's sweet, man.
So yeah, Pelican
pretty
is
good.
yeah, dude. Pelican is the business, man.
Okay.
Definitely got to give them a check out.
Yeah,
They're
I will
awesome.
for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Well, Shane, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
Likewise.
And let's do it again. I want to hear about this camping adventure that you're going to be going on.
Oh, will do, man. I can't wait to go out there to the Delta. Hopefully ripping my thumbs up. You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, guys, this has been another episode of Off the Water. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to another killer episode on Paddle and Fin. Don't forget to go check out our website at paddle_and_fin.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel at Paddle and Fin. If you got a question, comment, want to hear from a future guest on a future episode, feel free to email us at paddle_and_fin@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paddle and Fin on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to our show supporters, Angler. The Angler button and app just makes for a better time on the water and creates a virtual logbook for every fishing outing out on the water. Shout out to Rocktown Adventures, located in northern Illinois, for all your kayaking, camping, and hiking needs. Shout out to Jig Masters Jigs. When in doubt, get the jig out. Go to jigmasters.com